Hello, let me tell you a story. It's not a fairy tale. It's a story about three forces that shape our lives: work, love, deception. For years, Jacob believed he had mastered two of them and was immune to the third. Work was his altar, love was his harbor, and deception, that was for other people, the weak, the unethical, the strangers and news stories. But here's the truth. Deception isn't just a lie you tell. Sometimes it's a lie you live. And the most dangerous deception is the one you sell to yourself. Jacob was a climber. At work, he climbed the ladder with relentless focus. Late nights, flawless presentations, a yes to every project. He reached a plateau, good salary, a respectable title. He looked around and thought, I have arrived. This was his first self-deception, confusing motion for achievement and a title for purpose. In love, he found Emma. It was comfortable. It was familiar. They built a routine, a beautiful, predictable script. He told himself, this is stability. This is success. That was his second self-deception, mistaking routine for connection and comfort for passion. Jacob had built a life on a foundation of shoulds. The job he should want. The relationship that should be enough. He was living a life of silent agreements, where the most important agreement was the one he made to stop asking himself, is this truly mine? But life has a way of auditing our deceptions. For Jacob, it came in threes. A young intern at work, full of raw, chaotic passion for the craft, asked him, what do you love about what we do here? And Jacob couldn't find the answer. The manual was in his head, but the fire was gone. At home, Emma looked at him over dinner and said, you feel a million miles away. And he was. He was in the boardroom, on the commute, in his own anxiety anywhere, but present in the one place he was supposed to be fully seen. And then, the third moment, he caught himself in the mirror, mid-morning, practicing a smile for an upcoming meeting. It wasn't his smile, it was a mask. And in that moment, he saw the deception. He saw that he had been deceiving his company with false enthusiasm, deceiving Emma with absent presence, and deceiving himself that this was the deal for a good life. The foundation shook. This wasn't a midlife crisis. This was a mid-truth awakening. Jacob's growth didn't start with a grand gesture. It started with a brutal, private honesty. He had to deconstruct the two pillars. For work, he stopped asking, how do I get ahead? And started asking, what problem do I genuinely want to solve? Where does my curiosity lead me? He realized love for your work. ISNTA, constante euphoria. It says the choice to engage your unique skill in mind with a challenge that matters to you. He had to trade prestige for purpose. Some saw it as a step back. He knew it was the first real step forward in a decade. For love, he had to confess not just to Emma, but to himself. He said, I have been here, but I haven't been here. I deceived you with my physical presence while I was emotionally absent. True love, he discovered, isn't the absence of conflict. It's the courage to be authentic within the safety of the bond. It required vulnerability, not just reliability. It required listening, not just providing. And deception. He reframed it. The enemy wasn't deception itself, it was self-deception. He learned to use that keen sense to spot the false stories he was still telling himself. He became a detective of his own excuses. So, what did Jacob's growth story teach him? A new, integrated equation. Authentic work is an act of love. Love for the craft, love for the impact, love for the person you become while doing it. Authentic love is the work. The daily, conscious work of seeing, hearing, and choosing your partner, even on the days the feeling is quiet, and vigilance is the promise. Not vigilance over others, but over the stories in your own mind. The moment you think, I have to pretend to be okay, or this is just the way it is, that's the alarm bell. That's the seedling of the old deception. Jacob didn't find a perfect life. He found an integrated one. The man at work and the man at home became the same man. No more fragmentation. No more performing. You are not Jacob, but you have your own three pillars. Look at them right now. Your work. Are you building a resume, or are you building a legacy of skill, of impact, of growth? Your love, whether it's romantic, familial, or friendship. Are you managing a relationship, or are you nurturing a living, breathing connection that requires your real self? And your deception. What lie have you been sold, or have you sold yourself about what you must accept? Growth is not a straight line upward. It's a spiral inward, then outward. It's the uncomfortable, glorious journey from a life of expectations to a life of intention. Jacob's story isn't about quitting a job or a relationship. It's about quitting the pretense. It starts with one true question you've been afraid to ask yourself. So, I leave you with this. What is one truth about your work, your love, or the story you're telling yourself that you have been quietly, politely ignoring? Name it, just to yourself. In that act of naming, the deception loses its power, and your growth story begins. Thank you for listening.